Discussing Hadalakas Neiros Shabbos. We spoke about the multiple taimim that we light candles for Shabbos. For those who just wanted the quick sources, this is a Gemara in Shabbos Chaf Hamid Beis that says Kavod Shabbos. Rashi over there says She'ein Suda Chashuva Ella b'Makimar. That's Kavod Shabbos. The Rambam comes along and says Zebechlal Einig Shabbos. Taisus on the page says Einig Shabbos. There's another Gemara in Chav Gimel Amid Beis that says Shalom Bayis, and Rashi says Shelo Yikashal. So those are our basic four mahalchim. We spoke about three or four. We spoke about the basic issues. Basic issues are that we learned to Simon Shulchan Aruch and Rish Samach Gimel Siv Ches, which taught us that on a Tosefes Ar, additional light, it's a shayla if you can make a bracha. The Machaber holds no, the Rambam holds yes. But the Paiskim came along, and the Paiskim said that that's only if it is a Tosefes Ar. But if it's not Tosefes Ar, then you can't make a bracha. This really comes originally from the Mishnah Berurah. The Mishnah Berurah says, well, actually, I'm sorry, I skipped one dot. What's the reason the Ramah is mekel? Why does the Ramah say that Lamaisa Tosefes Ar you can make a bracha? So Mishnah Berurah explains the Kolma Demi Tosef Eira, every bit of additional light, Yesh Shalom Bayis, V'Simcha Yisira, Lahanaras Eira B'Chol Zavis Uzavis. The fact that I have a little extra light there and a little extra light there, that adds and enhances the Shalom Bayis, the Kavod Shabbos, the Einig Shabbos, etc. So now we ended with the $1 million question. We ended with the $1 million question that Lamaisa, how does the majority of Klal Yisrael, we shall say, or many people, come into a well-lit room, light candles, and make a bracha? It would seem to be a bit of a travesty, And all the Paiskim come along, and they talk about this, and they give different reasons why this would potentially be okay. So last week, I think someone mentioned, which we said was Rav Moshe, who mentioned the power outage. Who wants to take credit? Chacham Katzman wants to take credit for this one. And Rav Moshe says, D'yesh la'ayin, I'll read you his words, in Arachaim Chelik Hey Simin Chaf Ois Lamed. That's 5:20:30. Yesh la'ayin bizman hazeh she'ar haneiros mamish le'inyan hana b'riboy ha'oira deba me'neiros ein bazeh klum. Your candles aren't doing anything. In parentheses, he writes, if you don't know what chashmal is, electricia. Sheish ladan bein be'etzem chiyav hadalakas neiros v'kol shkein le'inyan yamtiv. So says Rav Moshe, ach shel inyan etzem hadalakas neiros ulai shaykh lechayiv b'shvil ma she'ira shenizkalkila michayna hagedayla. Perhaps there's going to be a power outage. Shenas Hashem inyan ar chashmal. But says Rav Moshe, Vav she'ina matzah klal. Av she'ina matzah klal. Shkayach. Kivon she'al kol panim ika mitziyah zeh yesh l'chayiv she'alik neiros. Even if you have a generator, now, Rabbi David quoted Rabbi Marton, who we quote all the time in this room, from the Heilig Oil Sarah, one of the incredible Kitzer Nidus Varim from Lakewood Yer HaKodesh, who continued. You have to continue reading Rav Moshe. I just read you the first half of Rav Moshe. So he taught us, never stop reading Rav Moshe. You read the next tshuva, and the tshuva after that. Before you know it, you're wondering why you're discussing dancing at a mixed chasana in the middle of Hilchas Nida, or worse than that. Says Rav Moshe, ikumitzis. Va'af im mitzchila. Now he adds on a little cherry. And even if originally lo yamechuyav in lahadlik b'shul davar shaloi matzui kazeh, maybe they would never have created the original takana for such a far-fetched thing. Aval kivon shekvar chayvu chachamim. Since we already have such an obligation, in liftar, we won't pater because we have electricity. So that's how Rav Moshe says it. A beautiful Rav Moshe. Can anyone think of other reasons why? Yes.
Is there something that nowadays candles are what commemorates Shabbos?
Good.
Something like nostalgic about mother sitting around.
Very nice. It sounds a little reform what you're saying.
Well, that's not what the original Gezerah
Okay, listen, Rosh Zalman says it, so it's okay. It sounds a little reform.
If you show a picture of Shabbos, you'd have two candles
Oh,
on top.
very nice. That's how some want to bring it up. So Rosh Zalman in Shmir Shabbos Param Gimel Ahara Kof Ayin Aleph says Rosh Zalman the Sarach Devinei Shal Shemin Asher B'Zmanenu Loi Noyig Klal La'alikim L'Kavod. Oh, he asked the question slightly differently. We don't light candles for kavod. Laharbis ba'ar al yadav doesn't give of any extra light. Leonas mibrayar. V'imish shamish b'ner shel shemin rak b'yoyim hashana on the yard side. Oy b'beis avel. V'im kain. So based on that, kisheyesh kvar ar chazak ubahir. There's already a lot of light. Hari leka klal shum simcha yiser mizeh. V'im kain eich afshar levarich al zeh. So he says, ulai biglal shechazal kavu yes Hashem in lehider mitzvah. V'gam yodua v'nikr shezel kavod Shabbos. That's the line. It's yodua. It's nikr that you're doing kavod Shabbos. Harizeh chashiv kihana v'gam simcha. That's a what? Shemin. Shemin. That's what Rosh Zalman says. That's what Rosh Zalman says. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hashem, I don't know if we'll get to it today. That's what Rosh Zalman says. There's a Ramosha that says b'shvil kavod Shabbos nami. Hutzar gadol da'adam lasais. Okay, say there. But that nusach that you said, there is those that say that. So that's a second reason. And what's a third reason? I don't think of a third reason. It's a third reason potentially why we could be lighting in a room that we don't need the light, and we can continue doing that. It's the easiest one. It's just the biggest chiddush. Shalom Zalman writes, and they quoted Mesiris Moshe, and maybe Ramesh Feinstein said this also, that nasa kiminog. It's a minhag. The kasha on this is, first of all, you can make a bracha on a minhag, but to make a bracha on a minhag that's doing nothing. Right. Yeah. Good. So nasik minhag. That's what Rosh Zalman says, and those are the reasons. Those are the reasons why, if one never heard about this and continued their whole life lighting in a well-lit room, however, clear from Kol HaPaiskim, I think Ramosha was the most violent when he says Einoi Klum. This definitely is not the lechatchila way of living life. So therefore the question is, what is the lechatchila way to do it? So in order to answer this question, we're going to take a little bit of a left turn, and we're going to quickly discuss, are you allowed to light the chashmal, the electricity, as your Hadalakas Neiros? Now this is a shayla that really the marmikaimis do spread to other areas of halacha, whether electric could be called an eish. There's a very famous Beis Yitzchak that everyone quotes, and he comes along and he says that you're able to make a bracha and you're yotzi your chiyuv. There's a Marsham who quotes that. There's an Achiezer that quotes that. There's a Machzeh Avraham. These are all the Europeish paiskim. They're all quoting each other. That you can even make a bracha. The Har Tzvi, Rav Tzvi Pesach Frein, comes along and he says that it's a mitzvah halakas and er b'mar chashmal av shelakol davar nidun ki guram madlik. That's his issue. It's not, you're not doing it explicitly. Kol makom mekayim b'zeh mitzvah sai l'gabi mitzvah hainu asiyah dida. Okay, but the Lamaisa comes along all the paiskim kemat. And now we have to differentiate within electricity. But many paiskim come along and they say that Lamaisa says the Shmir Shabbos, Malik Neiros Shabbos, B'Neiros Chashmal, Yesh Loi Al Mi Lismoich, V'Gam Yevarich Al Lakazu, Ubelvad Sheyadlik L'Kavod Shabbos. Lamaisa, this is what comes along. We'll go all the way down to Shmuel Kamenetsky, Shever Fur Shlema, Shmuel Ben Ita something. Shmuel. No, everyone's seen the name posted a million times. Okay, I don't remember. Says Medina Yaitzi Chavas Valakas are electric. You're Yaitzi. The Efsher. This is Efsher. The Afilu Ba'ires fluorescent Oy LED Yaitzi. Ulachein Mi She'in Loy Neiros Yachol Lahalik Me'ara Chashmal Ulavarik Al Hadalakas. And that is a psak halacha. If one is in a situation they don't have candles, turn on electricity, you can make a bracha. Can you make a bracha on LED? This is a little bit of a contested point. he was a little bit hard in his reading. It sounds like he did say yes, and he said he could make a bracha. He didn't go back and Anikud. That was an efshar. He said fluorescent or LED. Lamaisa, Berkowitz writes the same. The Ar Machmirim. This is basically the parting line. Refelder from Lakewood says it's better not to get involved in the Shaila. Amman kumuvan shemar meliish talik b'loy bracha. Oh, listen to this. I'm sorry, I want to read this a drop slower. This is Refelder from Lakewood. L'chayra yesh makom leimer she'ein li kanas l'Shaila v'adif shel levarich on electricity. Don't make a bracha. Says Refelder. Amnam kimuvan, as you all understand. She'im yamar leisha. You tell a woman she'talik b'loy bracha. You can light. You can turn on the lights, but don't make a bracha. How does she feel? How does she feel? All our emotional curly and light over here. How does she feel? All of a sudden, everyone's very, very calm. Margeshes. She feels shlo yotza mitzvah. V'yesh b'chalish ladash doesn't feel gishmak. Ulechein. This is nira l'maisa shalik b'bracha. I want to explain what he just said. He didn't just say you can make a bracha because she's emotionally charged. He said it's a shaila lahalacha. So if it's a shaila, what would I have wanted to say is not make a bracha. But because on that side, it's going to make one feel like they didn't do the mitzvah, therefore he allows one to make a bracha. And that is there's a marshag that says not to make a bracha. And I believe there's a Rav Aaron Koller they quote. There's Rav Moshe Feinstein. Rav Moshe says you shouldn't make a bracha on electronics. There's Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky says it's a suffix. But I believe Lamaisa, we will allow one to make a bracha even on an LED. Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky points out that let's say you're in a hotel. What's the one place that you're going to leave a light on? The bathroom. So many people want to ask, can you light the bathroom lights? It says Rav Yaakov, "K'shenimsam bebeis maloyin hanachayin lahalek chashmal bebeis akisei." This is what you should do. Listen to this. Then she should go downstairs, light candles there. But by the way, if you do that, what's the problem? You can't be mafsik. So it's
why do you do that?
no, because he's being chayshish as many poskim are. They're lighting a bracha downstairs on the big table in the lobby that has nothing to do with where you're eating. That who says you're allowed to make a bracha there? We just learned Teisef Esar Shver. So if you go within the few timing, okay, so there's going to be a blackout. Okay, but there's already 4,000 candles lit there. So what's your candle doing? Or you're going to go into Kavod Shabbos. It's the picture of Shabbos. What's the picture of Shabbos? You're eating in that dining room, and in the lobby by the couch, there's a beautiful table of candles. That's Kavod Shabbos. That's Oy Shabbos. Haguf is what he's saying, is that lighting there is called, he doesn't care about that. No, but he doesn't care about that. So that's what he's saying, to turn on the bathroom light. And he's saying, and if you're going to light down there, make the bracha there. But just realize, then you can't be mafsik. So it's not so simple. Not so simple. It means you go upstairs to your 15th floor, you turn on the bathroom lights, now you got to go downstairs without being mafsik and light the candles downstairs on that table. You could take the elevator because you weren't Makabel Shabbos yet.
No schmoozing on the way.
But no schmoozing yet. No, but in this case, you for sure were. It's because you're lighting downstairs. Yeah, in the regular case of tonight for Kabbalah Shabbos, we'll talk about it. So, halacha lemaisa. Good, let's wrap things up. Tachlis, you're in a hotel, you're in a hospital, you're in a matzah without candles, are you allowed to light electricity? The answer is yes. You're allowed to light in the bathroom? The answer is yes. You're allowed to make a bracha? The answer is yes. Would it be better to make a bracha on an incandescent bulb of sure, fluorescent a little bit less, LED a little bit less, but lemaisa, one is allowed to make a bracha on all of these cases. So now let's go full circle. So what does every woman do every Friday night in her house? She comes to the dining room and the lights are perfectly lit. Lighting those candles, all the poskim said is very schwer. What should you do? So now we have a shtickle machlekes in gedolim what the way to do is. What are options? You can give me a few options. So what we want to do is, we want to include the electricity in your Hadalakas Neiros. So what are the different ways to do that? No, give me some options.
Turn on before, turn on after.
Good. Turn before, turn after, or?
Do all of them or no? All lights?
One second. Turn before, turn after, or? Don't turn it on. Let your husband take care of it. Turn off the lights. What does a woman do? She lights candles for Shabbos. She lights the candles. And then what? The husband will turn on the candles in the dining room.
The problem with that is, that doesn't happen.
The problem with that is that the whole reason we're lighting candles for Shabbos is Shalom Bayis. Gewaldig. and the husband forgets to turn on the lights, yeah, shkayach for your shalom bayis. So one of the Gedalim actually says that. It's true, but you're messing the whole situation up. Lamaisa, I'll just tell you some of the Hanhag of the Gedalim. They quote B'Shem Ramesha and Shmir Shabbos that they should first light the electricity and then light the candle. Says the Shmir Shabbos Kol Chasa. Min haroi. When a woman is going to light candles and make a bracha, option number one, she lights candles, someone else turns on electricity. Shabbat, turn on and put on a timer. So she's going to light candles in a dark room. Beautiful. Boom. Electricity will light up via the timer. When else could you use that eitzah? On Yom Tov. Second day Yom Tov, you run into a serious issue. Because we're busy saying turn on electricity, second day Yom Tov can't turn on electricity. So yes, the real machmirim, what they do is, they set their house on a timer, and when it comes the time to light candles the second day of Yom Tov, the candle lights go off, she lights in a dark room, and eventually lights go on, and Baruch Hashem. Or, Oisha Isha Talik is Arach Hashmal, she should turn on electricity, Likavoid Shabbos Lefnei Hadalakas Neiros, V'techavin B'berkasa Gam Al Ar Hazeh. This last Eitzah is Lemaisa, the most, we'll call it Balabatish, Mitzias, easiest, and this is what we will recommend everyone to do. Meaning, what?
Why has no one ever heard of this?
So if you start now asking people, you will find that, oh yeah, Taka, the Rav one time gave a share about this, and afterwards we did start doing this. So, okay, listen, we have to start where we can. But Lamaisa, the easiest, so now I want to play out what just happened. It's very simple. So people I'll tell you the reason why some people forget to do it, is because they make it very difficult. Well, we're going to make this very simple. You come into your dining room, the lights are on. Let's not involve the husband. No, but the husband is supposed to prepare the candles, so he should. Give out. And maybe when he prepares the candles, he should turn off the dining room lights. But you know what? Let's be honest. The woman's going to light the candles. She's going to take care of this one, and she's not going to rely on us to mess it up. Just like if she comes and there's no oil in the candles, either she'll put the oil in, or she'll say, hey, there's no oil in the candles, and you'll put the oil in. So a similar matzah. So we're going to give her the charge for this one. So she comes to the dining room, her candles are beautifully lit up, Baruch Hashem, and electricity is on. So what should she do? Very simple. Find the closest switch. I don't care where that switch goes to. I don't care if it's just to the chandelier or just to the sconces. I don't care about that either. At least it has to be anywhere. Ba'atzem can be anywhere. Ba'atzem, I can tell you, on her way to light candles, she should find a light and turn it on the Kavod Shabbos, which by the way, when we talk about Kenas, I'll give you a little hint over here. That's going to be one of the big avenues out of Kenas. Is that if maybe she forgot to light candles, but did she turn on a light for Shabbos? How often before you run out of the house do you say, oh wait, you quickly turn on the bathroom light, oh wait, the Shabbos lamp, oh wait, to this lamp, oh wait, to that lamp. All of those will blind Hadalakas Neiros Shabbos. If you did it for Shabbos, which we're going to get to when we get to Kenas, I might have just given away the whole shir. But it has to be after Plaga Mincha, and it has to be the Kavod Shabbos. That's the whole shir. We're just going to explain it slowly next time. But Lamaisa, so what should she do? So you're right, on the way, she can turn on the kitchen light, she can turn on the bathroom, do all these things. But Lamaisa, let's just be practical. Come to the dining room, the lights are on, go to the switch, turn it off, turn it on, light her candles, mach the bracha. And what does she have in mind? She's lighting her candles and the electricity. And then when you walk in Friday night, right, with the two malachim, and what do the malachim see? The table set, and the lights are lit. Where are the lights lit? The lights are lit everywhere. That's Lamaisa, the easiest Eitzah. Lamaisa, Rav David Soloveitchik and Rav Yaakov Minetsky said that she should first light the candles, then turn on the electricity. Some say that the husband should get involved. Again, what I just said is the easiest, and therefore that l'chayra is what one should do. And also it helps that the bracha portion of what she's doing isn't changing. She's already accustomed that what does she do? She lights the candles, she does her wave, and she makes the bracha. So let's not change that, because you try to change that, it's never going to happen. This is, now I'm not talking from Paiskin. This is, once we found that Shmir Shabbos says to do this, and now we can explain, and Ramesha says to do this, now we can explain how it's going to work. So let her, before she does that, she's adding on one thing. She turns off the lights, she turns on the lights, she lights the candles, she machs a bracha and all of it, and then you're glad kosher. L'chol adeyes, l'chol shitas. And I'll just end your maviach one last dot, which maybe we'll talk about another time. This is often a shayla when you're not eating at home. It's often a shayla that, let's say you light candles at home and you eat out. Problem is, what do you just do? I lit candles. I went out. I came back, and my candles were off. What did I do? So now this, you just helped that story also. Because now when you came home, your candles were out. No, they're not. The electricity's still on.
They weren't doing it anyway, candles.
What?
Candles were doing it anyway.
Candles were, yeah, just when?
Many a time
When?
I call Rabbanim up and I never heard the eat, so I just turn on and off the light.
For which one?
I'm eating out tonight. By the time I get home, it's going to be too late. Where should I light? Should I light where I eat? Should I light where I eat?
Because there's a new Shiloh which we'll talk about. So I'll tell you. There's a big machlekes. So I'll tell you. I'll tell you. There's a machlekes where you're supposed to be lighting. That's what they were answering you. In the makom achila or the makom shena. The place you're eating and the place you're sleeping. It's a big fight. In some paskin, you're supposed to be lighting lechatchila makom achila. And therefore you should light in the other house. Some say makom shena, the place you're sleeping. The problem is if you really want to get a little bit of both, which often you don't have. So this, I'm giving you, it's a little bit of a b'shara now. You're going to get everyone happy. Va'id, we all know when you come home, and I'm now answering up those who say you should light in the other place, why this might be an easier eitzah, if it works. Sometimes other ways easier, we have to get there. It's because you come home, you take a snack, you do eat something, you do have some sort of covenant any shops. Anyways, that's what someone should do. So the 30-second wrap-up is, in a hotel, a hospital, or whatnot, yes, you can light with electricity with a bracha. In your dining room, every single Friday night, what's going to change? It's going to change is we're going to tell the wife she has one extra simple job. Don't tell her call it a job. It's going to cause problems, and the rates have gone up since we've caused a lot of issues. What she's going to do is she's going to turn on and off the lights. And then you're going to tell her now she's going to be Mekayim Hadalakas Neiros. And what's the bracha of being Mekayim Hadalakas Neiros? Havla Banav Talmidei Chacham, which you all learned by Neiros Chanukah. Rashi on that Gemara Shabbos says, "Hevi Zohar ben Neiros Yishal Banav Talmidei Chachamim Banav Zachat Chachamim." Rashi says Shabbos and Chanukah. So that's going to be the skula. So you tell her you have a skula for her. You have a skula why the kids are going to be great, and that's the skula. Cult of Chavra.